Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the financial secrets you need to know. And today, United Community Banks Inc. is filing a report that might just give us a peek behind the curtain of their recent financial performance. So grab your popcorn because we're about to dive in and see what's really going on with this bank before we begin. If you're getting value from these deep dives into corporate filings, please hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out. And hey, we've also launched a Discord community where we break down these reports together. Check the link in the description to join the conversation. Alright, so United Community Banks Inc. has dropped a Form 8K current report that typically signals some pretty significant company events, and in this case it looks like they're sharing their financial results for the second fiscal quarter of 2025, along with some other important updates that affect how they communicate their performance to the public. Now, the company filing this report is United Community Banks Inc., better known as UCBI, and they're a pretty established player in the banking sector, operating predominantly in the southeastern United States. They focus on community banking, providing a range of services to individuals and businesses. One of the key pieces of information we often look for in these filings are details about their stock and how it's trading. We can see here that their common stock is listed on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol UCB, which is pretty standard for a bank of this size. They also have depository shares representing preferred stock trading under the symbol UCBBI, still on the New York Stock Exchange. This indicates they have different classes of securities available for investors, which is common practice. Now let's get to the juicy stuff. Item 2.02 is all about the results of operations and financial condition. This is where they announce their earnings and how the business has been doing financially for the most recent period. They are reporting their second fiscal quarter of 2025 results, and this is what investors and analysts will be scrutinizing closely to understand the bank's performance. They've issued a press release today, July 23, 2025, to announce these financial results, and this press release is actually attached as an exhibit to this filing. Think of it as the official announcement of their financial health and what specific numbers they want to highlight. It's important to note that any information furnished under this section isn't considered officially filed with the SEC for purposes of certain liability provisions. But what it means for us is that this is their official statement on their financial condition for the quarter directly from the company. Next up, we have item 701, which covers regulation FD disclosure. Regulation fair disclosure is a rule that ensures all investors, public or private, get the same information at the same time. So if they are disclosing material information, they do it openly. And it looks like on this very same day, July 23, 2025, United Community Banks is holding an earnings conference call at 9 a.m. Eastern Time to discuss these quarterly results. This is where executives will walk through the numbers, provide context, and answer questions from analysts and investors. They are also providing the slide presentation that will be used during the earnings call with this filing. This presentation is usually a key resource as it distills the financial performance into easily digestible slides, often highlighting key metrics and strategic initiatives. We can expect this presentation to offer a more visual and perhaps more positive spin on their financial results. The presentation will also be available on their website under the Investor Relations section, which is a good place for anyone wanting to do further research after this report. Finally, item 9.01 details the financial statements and exhibits. This section itemizes all the documents that are being submitted with this 8K report. Here we see a list of exhibits. Exhibit 99.1 is that press release announcing their financial results. Exhibit 99.2 is the slide presentation. And Exhibit 104 is the cover page of the report formatted in a special digital format called Inline XBRL, which is designed to make these documents more readable by computers. Now let's talk about what these financial results likely entail without the actual press release and presentation in front of us. During this decoding, we can't see the specific numbers, but we can infer what they're likely to be reporting. Banks typically report key metrics like net interest income, which is the profit they make from lending money, and the difference between the interest they earn on loans and pay on deposits, loan growth, deposit trends, asset quality, meaning how good their loans are, and if people are paying them back, and a crucial one, earnings per share or EPS, which shows how much profit is attributable to each outstanding share of common stock. When United Community Banks presents their earnings, they will likely be comparing these current quarter numbers to the same quarter last year to show year-over-year growth. and also to the previous quarter to show sequential performance. For a bank, strong net interest income growth is usually a good sign, indicating they are effectively managing their lending and deposit portfolios. Loan growth means they are expanding their core business, and deposit growth indicates a stable funding base. Asset quality is paramount for a bank. If their loans start to sour, meaning borrowers aren't repaying it, can lead to significant losses and impact their capital. Earnings per share is the bottom line for shareholders. It directly impacts the value of their investment. We would be looking for several things in their actual financial tables. For instance, an increase in net interest income would be positive, suggesting they are earning more on their loans. On the flip side, if their non-performing loans, meaning loans that are past due or in default, have increased significantly, that would be a major red flag indicating potential future losses. Deposit figures are also important. A healthy increase in deposits suggests customer confidence and a stable funding source for the bank's operations. Let's imagine some scenarios based on typical bank performance. If their net interest income is up, say 10% compared to last year, that's a solid achievement. But if their provision for loan losses, which is money set aside to cover potential bad loans, has also jumped dramatically, that could mean they are anticipating trouble ahead despite the top line revenue growth. Or consider their efficiency ratio. This measures how much it costs the bank to generate $1 of revenue. A lower efficiency ratio is generally better, meaning the bank is operating more cost effectively. If their efficiency ratio is worsened, it could mean their expenses are creeping up faster than their revenues. The context for this report is a dynamic economic environment. Interest rates play a huge role in bank profitability. If the Federal Reserve has been raising rates, the bank might be earning more on new loans, but could also be facing increased costs on its deposits. Furthermore, competition in the banking sector is always fierce. UCBI needs to compete not only with other regional banks, but also with larger national institutions and increasingly with fintech companies offering digital banking services. Their strategy in this report might reveal how they are adapting to these trends. For example, are they investing in technology to improve customer experience or expanding into new geographic markets? And finally, looking at the signatures, we have Jefferson L. Harolson, Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer, signing off on this report. This is the person ultimately responsible for the accuracy of the financial information presented. Now, putting it all together, United Community Banks Inc. is releasing its quarterly earnings and providing investors with the official details, a press release and a slide presentation. This is a standard procedure for publicly traded companies, but it's our chance to see how they've navigated the last 3 months financially. We'd be looking for strong growth in their core banking activities like interest, income and loan origination, while keeping a close eye on the quality of their loan portfolio and how efficiently they are managing their costs. My take on this filing, without the specific numbers, is that it's a transparency move by UCBI. They are providing the essential information for investors to assess their performance. The key will be in the details of that press release and presentation. Are they showing consistent growth across the board, or are there any underlying issues masked by an increase in just one metric? We need to see if their strategy of community banking is translating into sustainable profitability, and if they are effectively managing risks associated with economic fluctuations and competition. A strong report would show healthy growth in loans and deposits alongside stable or improving asset quality and efficiency ratios. Conversely, a report that shows slowing loan growth or a significant increase in loan loss provisions would warrant a closer look at potential headwinds. What's your take on this type of filing, and what are you looking for when banks report their earnings? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more corporate content. Don't forget to join our Discord community linked in the description for more in-depth discussions and analysis. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.